Coming to the next second one. Second question is collisions. So what is collision? Collision means a strong interaction between two bodies, and two bodies are moving in a straight line and involving change in momentum in a short intervals of time. Change in momentum in a short intervals of time. So here the strong physical interaction among the bodies. So strong interaction between among the two bodies involving change in momentum. Yes, this is very very important. So change in momentum. Change in momentum. So change in momentum in a short intervals of time is called a collision. And next one, elastic collision. So what is elastic collision? A collision which both the linear momentum and kinetic energy. So we are having both linear momentum and kinetic energy. It is called elastic collision. So what is elastic collision? A collision in which both the linear momentum and kinetic energy is conserved. So that is elastic collision. Next one, inelastic collision. Inelastic collision means a collision in which only linear momentum is conserved. Only linear momentum. Only linear momentum. So linear momentum ఒకటే ఉంటే దాన్ని inelastic collision అంటాం. So it has both linear momentum and kinetic energy. That is elastic collision. So next, in this topic, we will mainly discuss in one-dimensional elastic collision. So one-dimensional elastic collision means if the velocities of the colliding bodies before collision and after collision, before collision and after collision, confined to the same straight line. So such collisions are called one-dimensional collision. One-dimensional collision. So one-dimensional collision. So one-dimensional collision means that means a straight line direction or x-axis. Suppose here we can consider the two bodies of masses m1 and m2. So suppose we can observe the diagram. If two bodies, so mass m1 and the second body mass m2. So this is a before collision and initial velocity u1, second body initial velocity u2. At at collision, so mass doesn't change at collision, and next one, after collision. After collision, mass constant m1, m2, but velocity changes from v1 to v2. So this is after collision. After collision. So suppose initially a body of mass m1 and initial velocity u1. Second body mass m2 and final body mass second body velocity u2. So after collision, they change their velocities only, not a mass. So that is a mass constant m1 and m2, but velocity changes from v1 to v2. So next we are going to discuss about the so what is the velocities of v1 and v2? We can find out the two velocities v1 and v2. But what is the difference between last year and this year? So in last year condition, we can consider the two bodies velocities. But in this year, the given question is small change. First body is in motion, but second body is in rest position. So second body is rest position means we can take the second body velocity is going to be 0 and u2 0, then we can write the u2 m2 is equal to 0. Then we can find the how to find out the remaining velocities so v1 and v2. So let us discuss the so how to find out the two velocities. Yes, let us discuss remaining. So first one, according to law of conservation of law of conservation of linear momentum. Linear momentum. Law of conservation of linear momentum. So what is the momentum formula? Mass into velocity. So here first body mass m1, second body mass m2, velocity u1 and u2. Then we can write the first body mass m1 and velocity u1 momentum. So p. So generally momentum is equal to mass into velocity. It can be indicated the p, m into v. So here m1 u1 plus second body mass m2 and velocity u2 is equal to after collision. Before collision and after collision. Then after collision mass m1, velocity v1 plus second body mass m2 and velocity v2. So already discussed in what is that? The second body velocity, second body is in rest position. That's why here we can consider the u2 is equal to 0. So this is very very important. U2 is equal to 0. The second body velocity is 0. Second body velocity is 0. Then we can write, so from this one we can write m1 u1 plus, sorry, that equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Why? Because here u2 0, then 0 into anything 0, then we can remove the m2 u2 term. So next term m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. It can be written as m1 v1 m1 u1. This one going to be this right as m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. So we can take the common in this one m1. We can write m1 minus v1, that is equal to m2 v2. So this is the first equation. This is going to be first equation. So next we can write the second one according to law of kinetic energy. According to law of kinetic energy. Law of kinetic energy. So law of kinetic energy. So what is kinetic energy? Directly we can apply the, so this one or this one also. So we can take the remaining first equation, that is equal to kinetic energy. Actually kinetic energy formula Ke is equal to half mv square. So we can take the half mv square applying this one, that is equal to half m1 u1 square minus half m1 v1 square, that is equal to half m2 v2 square. Half m2 v2 square. So here we can take the common half m1. Remaining one u1 square minus v1 square, that is equal to half m2 v2 square. So here half cancel. Remaining one m1 of u1 square minus v1 square, that equal to m2 into v2 square. So this is going to be second equation. So what is the first equation? m1 of u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 v2. Now how to write the kinetic equation from? So we can write the kinetic equation from here. Half m1 u1 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. Then we can write half m1 u1 square minus half m1 v1 square is equal to half m2 v2 square. So we can write the from equation 1 also. Directly we can write half m1 of u1 square minus v1 square is equal to half m2 v2 square. We can observe the same one. So but we can change the one, that is kinetic energy u square, v square and v2 square. So next one, take a screenshot. Yes. Next one, we can write the equation number 2 by equation number 2 by equation number 1. So what is equation number 2? That is m1 of u1 square minus v1 square by m1 of u1 minus v1, that equal to m2 into v2 square by m2 into v2. So we can observe here mass m1 m1 cancel, m2 m2 cancel, but here square and v2 cancel. What is the remaining one? u1 square minus v1 square by u1 minus v1, that equal to v2. So here we can observe this is like a square minus b square form. So what is the formula of a square minus b square? A plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b. Then we can write, applying this formula here, we can write u1 plus v1 into u1 minus v1, that is by, what is this one? u1 minus v1, that is equal to v2. So we can observe clearly, so here both terms is equal, then we get the cancel. Then we can write the u1 plus v1 is equal to v2. So this is the equation number 3. Equation number 3. So take a screenshot. Next. So equation 3 substituted in equation number. So here equation number 3 substituted in equation number 1. So what is the equation number 1? m1 of u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 into v2. So here what is the v2 value? u1 plus v1. We can substitute the v2 value u1 plus v1 here. Then we can write m1 of u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 of, what is the v2 value? u1 plus v1. u1 plus v1. Then we can multiply this one, m1 u1 minus m1 v1, that is equal to m2 u1 plus m2 v1. So we can take u and separate the u's and the v's. So we can write m1 u1, then we can write minus m2 u1, that equal to here m2 v1, and this one going to be right plus m1 v1. So we can take the common term here, both one, u1 is the common, u1 of m1 minus m2, that is equal to, so what is the common term in here? v1. So what is the v1? We can take the common term v1, remaining one m1 plus m2. So what is our aim? We can find out the v1 and v2. So here we can find out the v1. This is the multiply and it can be written as divide. Then v1 is equal to m1 minus m2. So the m1 minus m2, we can write this one is multiply here and it will be written divide m1 plus m2 into u1. So this is the equation v1. So this is the first equation v1, and next we are going to be find out the v2. Take a screenshot. Okay, right. Coming to the next one. Yes. From equation number 3. From equation number 3, we can write, what is the equation number 3? u1 plus v1 is equal to v2. But we already observe here, we can substitute the v2 value in equation number 1. We get the equation number or v1. We can substitute the v2 value, we can get the v1 value. And again we can substitute the v1 value, we get the v2 value. So then we can take the value of V1 is equal to V2 minus U1. So this term going to be this. Then this is the equation number. So this is the equation number 4 and this one is the equation number 5. So here equation number 5 is substituted in equation number 1. Equation number 1. So what is the equation number 1? M1 of U1 minus V1 is equal to M2 V2. So here remembering one thing, so we can substitute the V1 value here. సో చాలా మంది మనం పిల్లలు తప్పు చేసేది ఎక్కడే అంటే ఇక్కడే మైనస్ని డైరెక్ట్గా మల్టిప్లై చేస్తూ రాస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఇక్కడ మైనస్ అనేది ఉంది కాబట్టి మళ్ళీ మనం ఏం తీసుకుందాం, సో V2 మైనస్ U1 ఇలా సపరేట్గా రాసుకొని మైనస్ని మల్టిప్లై చేసి రాసుకోవాలి. సో చాలా మంది మైనస్ని మల్టిప్లై చేయకుండా డైరెక్ట్గా మైనస్ V2 మైనస్ U1 రాస్తారు. ఇక్కడ మనం ఇది రాంగ్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పటి వరకు ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాలు మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేసేది ఎక్కువగా మంది పిల్లలు తప్పు చేసేది ఇక్కడ. సో మీరు మన క్లాస్ విన్న తర్వాత తప్పు మళ్ళీ చేయకూడదు. ఇప్పుడు మైనస్ మల్టిప్లై చేద్దాం. సో M2 ఆఫ్ U1 మైనస్ మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే హియర్ ప్లస్ మైనస్ ఇంటూ ప్లస్ మైనస్ V2 మైనస్ ఇంటూ మైనస్ ప్లస్ U1 దట్ ఈక్వల్ టు M2 V2. So we can multiply the M term here. Next one M1 U1 minus M2 V2. Wait. So this is the M2 not wait here M1 sorry. So M1 V2 plus M1 U1 that is equal to M2 V2. So we can observe this is the M1 U1 and this one is the M1 U1. So 2 you can write as 2 M1 U1. Then you can write M2 V2 and this term going to be this. Then we can write plus M1 V2. So therefore 2 M1 U1 is equal to, so here we can take the common term V2. Then we can write M1 plus M2. M1 plus M2. So we can write the V2 formula. Then this is the multiply and you can written this one is divide. Then it can be written as V2 is equal to 2 M1 by M1 plus M2 into U1. So this is the V2 formula. So finally you get the formula that is V1 and V2. So we can observe V1 is equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into U1. V2 is equal to 2 M1 by M1 plus M2 into U1. So simply we will remember the first one is equation number 3, that is U1 plus V1 is equal to V2. So this equation number 3 substituted in equation number 1. What is the equation number 1? M1 of U1 minus V1 is equal to M2 V2. Then equation 3 substituted in equation number 1, we get the V1. So V2 substituted, we get the V1. And here V1 value substituted in equation 1, then we can get the V2 value. Okay, I hope all of you are understanding. So if you any doubt, please comment on the comment section. So thank you. Take a screenshot.